Good evening. I'm OneFreeFitz. I'll be your Restreamer and commentator for this Jurassic Rhythm Cup opening round matchup. I've given the racers the 1 minute warning, so we will be getting started here soon. In the left corner, in the, I guess, like silver trunks, we have ceres.rose, Gato Cup to Champion, stepping into the big leagues. And on the right, we have veteran of the Millennial Prix in the green trunks, Spikarino. I'm going to go ahead and kick them off. And we will get started in 10 seconds. Three, two, one, go. They'll be a little bit behind because I have the live. We got a Luca and a Marl start. A good team, got a lot of good pairings. They're not very fast, so speed tabs will be at the premium. Probably gonna hope we're gonna maybe find a tab invest or tab in suit along the way. Marl is one of our characters that gates a dungeon, so knowing where she is very good. But at the beginning of Jets of Time, we're gonna see our runners bopping about, picking up a couple of the early free ish, relatively, key items, as well as getting some of those initial consumables to power the early game. We're also going to see our runners take... Oh, I see a tap invest. We also are going to see our runners take a fight or two early in order to see what initial techs we have. We had some Gato Cup going on recently, and in this flag set, magic is locked. So anyone that can learn magic, Frog, Chrono, Marl, Luca, will only have their first 3 techniques available to them until they unlock magic. So depending on what that is, Luca usually is guaranteed to have something that does damage, but Marl a lot of times might not. So we shall see. I saw the bent hilt in the snail stop, so that's one of our go mode pieces. We need Frog in order to use it, so I think it makes sense our runners are turning that down for now, especially with that tap invest for sale. The gate key. Gate key is very nice to find early. The gate key, we can go to Medina Village, go through the cabinet, and that'll get us to the prehistory, as well as grant us access to the end of time, and by way of the end of time, the Ice Age. The end of time is where we go unlock magic, so if we do that before we've learned those first 3 techs, the characters will learn them for free. In addition, in prehistory, there is a character on the Dactyl Nest. They come at level 15 with 3 techs learned. So it's a very big power spike early to find that gate key. No surprise, Ceres is on the move, heading to the past. A couple other things I will note, we do have gear randomization on, so gear will have a plus or minus, and it will get more effects or less, depending on the plus or minus. The tabs, power tabs, can be between 2 and 4. I saw those were minimum. Magic tabs, 1 and 3. Those are also minimum. Speed tabs, 1 or 1, because 1 is enough. Speed is very good. Healing item amounts are also randomized. So, for instance, we saw mid-tonics heal for a whopping 120 HP. I haven't seen what ethers do yet. That's usually the big one. As well as revives can roll very stingy or very generous. For those in chat, how is audio coming through? Pretty good for you in terms of balance? Okay. Good to know. Yeah, Spike heading right away. Gonna unlock this. Showing off a little bit. You only really have to hit the corners. Fortified with magic. So now Spike still has level 1 characters, but they will have their first 3 techs, and they will be on their way to the next one. It looks like it's a good thing, because I saw Luca had Fire Protect Hypno Wave, and Marl didn't have anything good either, so that would have been a tough early game without that gate key. The 2-character Dactyl Nest at level 1 is very scary. I hope we saved, because that's why it's scary. Especially if we don't have the speed, because we're going to take hits. Even with 3 level 1 characters, like if we went and picked up a cathedral character, then it would be fine. But yeah, without outspeeding our enemies, doing the dactyl nest with 2, very difficult. And yes, the chat is also pointing out it's also necessary. Going with battle speed 1. On Spike's side, it's necessary to hit the encounter skips that we can hit after those first 2. But we're about to see our first character check. The thing about that early K key that I've personally found is I feel like it like shakes up my early game, and sometimes I forget to do stuff that I would normally do in the very beginning. But I think both runners being very aggressive. Oh, we got ice and fire, so we'll get Antipode 1. That can do work for a little bit until we get something else going on.
Do work for a little bit until we get something else going on. Do work for a little bit.
Where did that come from? Anyway, yeah, I heard that too. I'm gonna try to lock that down. I don't know where that was coming from. I'm checking out my end. Anyway, setting up the bridge. Spike finishing their Nagat fight. Let's see our first character here. We have a Magus. So Magus not going to add anything initially. Going to have to get those techs unlocked, but an excellent all-around character. They don't have the double techs or triple techs, except for the rocks, but they honestly don't necessarily need them, because they're just a very powerful, what is it that Specchio says? Whoa! We hauled in a Marlin here. I think I saw, was that 30 hit points on a revive? Those are terrible. Spike collecting the bromide. I think everyone's so slow. I would probably want that extra speed tab. It would be tempting to skip it with the minimum tabs, but if I think I'm rocking Luca Marl long term, I want that speed. Yeah, nice little antipode there. Yeah, we're seeing the additionally being able that magic unlock means that Luca and Marl were able to learn their fourth tech very easily. So it's just a big power provider early. I think Spike heading to Hecarim can get a lot of tech points. Oh, they haven't gone. Never mind. Yum, yum, yum. They might. I don't know. Yeah, they're just going to get heals. Heals and Hecarim. Pretty low-level dungeon. It does offer a lot of tech points. We need magic to be able to deal with a couple of the enemy types. So I like coming here. This will get Magus online. I did see Marl's next tech is Ice 2. So potentially if we take a extra fight in here, we might be able to get enough tech points to get that going. Not that we need it, I think, with the Antipode. 1. Gonna go turn in our bromide on Ceres' side. This first fight for Spike, we gotta use magic on the bottle. The other ones we can bonk. It'll take a little bit longer. So it'll be a little bit of a slow fight not having that screen clear, but you know, in the racer's shoes, I would feel pretty good because I know that my opponent is not going to have that. Ceres heading out. Probably we got ice. We might just be looting. This isn't an opening area that has some of the best chest loot that we can get initially. Although if it rolls -3, it's not really that good. So far it's been blah. Meh. Lapises heal 90, y'all. Ethers are generous. Full tonics also rolled down. Big time. Is Spike gonna take this second fight? Yes. I think they are trying to get that Ice 2 online, which makes sense. We might just be trying to get enough money to buy that tab invest that we saw. Mid-ethers are very nice. 48. We might also just be trying to find enough to survive a hit or two, but Magus is, I think, fast enough. Ah, we're gonna loot the maze a little bit? Little maze loot? Just a couple. Get a little sweet water for a heal. As Spike continues to make their way through. Hecarim here. We do got that Ice 2. That will make everything a lot easier. Those roly-polies have a habit of moving apart just enough after an ability is queued, but not today. So Spike's got pretty good power. I think they could pretty confidently tackle a lot of the opening checks, doing some nice movement there to avoid the bats, intentionally taking this fight for some extra tech points. I think this one will get Dark. He's already got Dark Bomb. Okay, good. We're gonna look out. I'll call attention to Ceres' screen. There's a couple of skips here. One of them, we want to hit the ladder on the far pixel, so it sucks us in. A little bit too far to the left. The window is pretty tight, and then the next one is similar. I try to use a little diagonal of the ramp to set up for it, but we'll see the attempt here. Concept is the same. Nice. Very nicely done. And we'll see who our character is. Frogifus. The buff swordsman himself. So we know where a frog is now, and we saw a sword piece at the snail stop. So that means if Ceres finds the other sword piece, they have a go mode. Frog has got only healing techs. I don't know if we're going to take them to the end of time to unlock anything right now. we're probably pretty happy with the Lucamarl Magus party. Atropos for Spike, I don't think is going to last very long with Ice 2 and Mega Bombs. Yeah, there we go. Atropos down, so we'll get our preview of this reward. Definitely quite a few checks on the table after this for both runners. We haven't seen the bridge peak. We've got Denadoro, we have Reptite Lair, and we have Mount Woe. And I'm curious to see if Spike will go see what the Dactyl Nest character is next, or if they're going to continue to head to some more checks. A pendant. The whole game is open. Do we follow the pendant? Or do we wait? There's not a lot on the table right now, so our runners are kind of just choosing from a lot of choices. Ceres taking these Temporites to probably attempt the same thing, get Ice 2 online to make the rest of this a lot faster. Yes, Spike did pet the cat. We'll get that updated on the tracker shortly. But yeah, they took a quick visit to Chrono's house. Spike's got that Ice 2 coming to the desert. Probably also looking for loot, maybe a couple levels before they decide to head into their next check. This feels like... Are we trying to get another... like a screen clear on Magus to do like a woe? Or are we just getting ready for like a future? We will see. These desert fights... Not, now that the Gate Key and the Pendant are open, there are definitely better experience fights to be had, but with that Ice 2, these are going to be really fast. Oh, we have Dark Matter now on Magus. That's one of the, I think, interesting things is, when do we get our levels? How do we get them? Do we try to get them along the way? Do we go somewhere like the desert and just get a huge chunk of fights to make all of our early bosses go smoother? The answer is rarely apparent in the moment, and a lot of times in hindsight will become clear. Any questions from chat so far? Ask away. I will certainly address them. Or if y'all see something interesting that I haven't called out. I will agree that the early Dark Matter is pointing itself. If one is routing to accumulate power fast, I would be heading to my favorite mountain. There's still a lot of checks out there, though. I feel like they're faster. So if I was going like, well, let's just do the fastest checks and then see where we're at. Maybe I'm doing like a bridge, Reptite, and then kind of evaluate what's going on here. Ceres heading into Atropo, not gonna be too big of an issue. For her squad, either relatively similar power. I would agree that the future does have quite a bit more checks. We do have to go through the trial, and so sometimes as a runner, for me, I try to decide, am I going to go there as soon as possible, or am I going to do like everything else and try not to? I think this is a good time to do Denadora. I've never done that before. That's good to know. Oh, a free tab invest. The future does have more available loot. It does charge the pendant. Mount Woe is pretty good, but we'll see where Ceres is heading next. And I would definitely love to see, maybe at our next save menu for Spike, getting that tab invest on so we can get that speed bonus. I don't think it's like an urgent priority, but it's something I wouldn't want to forget. Okay, we're gonna see our first bridge peak. Let's take our guesses here. What's gonna be? I would like it to be the hero medal. That's gonna be my guess. Alright, here we go. We're gonna find out. The Dreamstone. That's gonna be a keeper, having that gate key. So after this bridge, Ceres will be one away from the Black Tyranno lair. Go mode. They also have Frog and know where one of the sword pieces are, so they'll really be drawing one away from two, which is pretty good. We like to see that pretty early on. Oh, I've never done the upper wall. Interesting. Spike doing a great job moving very precisely, avoiding a lot of encounters along the way here. Wallets and mid-ether is what's dropping on the bridge. The wallets are blah. The mid-ethers I would be excited about. Unfortunately, the Black Rock did not roll with an effect. Yeah, I think that must have been... Or no, they got... Okay, yeah. They must have got the rock at the first bird screen. Speeding up Luca. Power tabs for no one. We're gonna get some double bosses here. Classic mutant on the bridge. Let's see if this antipode can get the job done here. Not quite enough, so we're going to see a couple of attacks to counter. I feel like there's always a mutant on the bridge when I try to go here, like, aggressively early. Hoping that it's, like, a boss I can just, like, hit with my weapons, you know. But there they go. Wave bye-bye. Ruby armor -2. Probably better than anything we've gotten so far. I saw a power tab drop, not like we can really use them on Spike's side. Returning for the tab invest. Did I miss? I missed that one. Okay, thank you, Chad. Was that also from Mass Immune? Or was that on Ceres' side? I'll find out shortly. Prism Specs, best relic. Probably in the slot. 50% damage boost. This is the Lavos. Okay, yeah. It is the baby Lavos spawn, and so it does an AoE counter. So unfortunately, Spike is kind of having to hold off with a lot of their best offense. It looks like we might have buffed Marl. I hear something, and I can. This music can only mean we're going to Mount Woe. Yeah. And I was putting the speed tabs on Magus. I don't think so. Mount Woe is a very long dungeon. Well, it's variable. We can really choose. We have seen a Blackrock. Denadoro provided a Blackrock and a pair of Prism Specs if Spike can get through this Lava Spawns fight. They are D'ing up pretty good, making use of those shields to protect their squishy mages. Trying to pay attention both. Meanwhile, Street's making her way up Mount Woe. A lot of fights to be had. One thing that's nice is our runners can choose how many they want to do along the way. We got a Gold Rock plus. I don't know what the plus was, because the menuing was so fast. We are going to try a Rebel. Usually I want the shooters to have some sort of shooty. Moose Lord, welcome in. Only a half hour behind. Rebel fighting here, because we need a lot of hits if they don't have like good weapons. Like I kind of want a mid tier. I guess with the Pico Magnum, if Luca crits, I think she can take it down. Agonizingly close. One more good shot. Nope. It's the risk of Rebels, but they could be dropping something good. as we go, if we take fights, the later levels will be a little bit easier, especially if we find any kind of weapon for the squad. But just having more levels will make it more likely we get a hit or two extra in. Let's see if these items start dropping anything. Not really. Hyper ethers are okay. Spike does get through. A long but rewarding fight in terms of they've already got those prism specs. The ruby knife. That's big. Big, big, big. Spike is in a similar... They don't know where Frog is, but they haven't checked the bridge. And they're one away from a go mode. So, means a couple things. It means one, the ruby knife is not on Mount Well. And two, if Spike goes to the bridge, they're going to be in a little bit of an early go mode. Maybe an oh no mode. Yes. The full Tyranno Lair go mode was indeed available from the beginning. And Spike will be locating it right now. I think personally, the very early go mode is some of the more challenging. But this is very interesting. Denadoro, not always the most popular place to go early. But I think I would check it before I went to the future. That's usually my call, so we'll kind of see. Another interesting thing is if the other sword piece pops up off of Mount Well. Spike is going to be very excited because when they clear this bridge, that is go mode for them at about the 35-minute. Well, these fights take a little bit. We'll call it 37-minute go mode. I mean, phone, you can look at the tracker and see if we did or not. Unless you're in podcast mode. And then no new characters have popped up. I don't think we are going to see it. I mean, it tracks what characters are having. Ceres getting to the back half of Mount Well. A couple more fights. Are we going to see it though? Might not have all the component text yet. Spike, can I get through this meeting quite a bit faster, I expect, just having more power than when we saw Ceres here. I don't think Fire 2 is what's missing from the Dark Eternal squad. We saw Dark Matter. We've seen Ice 2. I'm going to root for Fire 2 to be last and not gotten. No Dark Eternals. That's what I want to happen. So there we go. Spike in go mode at about 36 minutes. Moon armor. We got Ice 2. We got Dark Matter. Yeah, definitely in a race, the order a runner follows the path can definitely like save or make up time. Like I think the bridge was a good example of Spike was able to get through that pretty quick. But after going to Woe, Ceres will have a lot higher levels. I don't think Spike was feeling good about, but they might just need to heal. Oh, we saw a rubble go down. Let's see. Elixirs. Not the most exciting, but are we going to check the hunting range? Maybe that Prism Helm, maybe, but... I'm going to go check the rock. Spike doing a little prep here. Ooh. Oh, no. This is bad, y'all. What happened? I looked away for like 1 second. Whew. That was... Whew. I got my heart rate up. Now, what was scary if we're not 14 or higher speed? What did Spike see at the training hunt? I just saw that question. It was Dash Ring, Power Tab +2, Mega Blast, Prism Helm -1, Moon Armor -1, and something else that was not worth it. The Prism Helm, I think, was the thing, especially if we're looking for status protection, so that someone can wear Prism specs instead of an amulet. And usually with an earlier go mode, we don't have a whole lot of cash to spend at the go mode shop, so I think this makes a good amount of sense on Spike's part. Yeah, exactly. If our plan is Blackrock and Prism Specs, probably Marley wears the amulet, and then it doesn't have Protect All. It's power +6 and barrier. Oof. That hurts. That hurts. Barrier is still solid, but that's not what you're looking for, probably. A Hecarim. Looks like Hecarim hitting a little bit hard. But those counterattack segments do give us like a break to be able to juice up. Hecarim goes down. We're about to find out what the reward is. For Mount Woe. Is it the other sword piece? Oh, that's rough. At least not immediately tempted to chase it. Probably heading to Reptite. Looking for the special dig. Trying to get that secret tunnel. Wasn't happening. Yeah, I guess some people tuned in late. So the flags for the Jurassic Rhythm Cup are the Millennial Pre second half flags. So like on the generator, if we click Millennial Pre and then you turn on Gear Rando, you turn on Healing Item Rando, boom. We got it. Not to be confused with the regular sword. Yeah, pretty big upgrade on the hat game. Especially with our, we got those we got a squishy mage team. They are never going to have a lot of hit points. Hello and welcome in. We've got a very interesting race going on here so far. Early gate key, and then we learned that Bridge had the Dreamstone and Denadoro had the Ruby Knife, so Spike is first to go mode. But there's still a lot of race to go. Spike does have... Oh yeah, the other big thing was Prism Specs dropped off of the Mass Immune fight on Denadoro. Our second mutant sighting. Spike opting to take some of these Reptite fights. Maybe not feeling super confident level-wise. Just trying to get some more along the way. Blink and you miss Terra Mutant. Ooh, a dash ring is a nice find. Antipode 3, so we know. A jerky. Definitely not what she's looking for. We know Luca has flair. Flip back over to Spike. Making their way through. Tyranno lair. Running fast. Skipping fights. Mount Woe was done. I did get the Prism Shard. Are we returning in that jerky? Gonna turn in that Prism Shard too. Yeah, Spike taking some of these fights that we normally might run by. If I didn't feel like I could get past, particularly like Black Tyranno, it's something I would do. I think if I felt like I could get through those, I'd probably wait to do my leveling until Ocean Palace, but it's kind of hard to know sometimes, so usually when in doubt, a clone. That is also not the item that Ceres is looking for. Jerky. The Wonder Shot +1. We're doing the trial. Heading into the future. Ooh, we got an R series for a party full of area of effect mages. Not gonna last very long is my prediction. Will they survive a dark matter? Luca does now have fire too on Spike's side, so that triple tech is on the table. Oh, I thought they were gonna get it. This is a skip I still have trouble with, this little part right here. There's a couple of like staggered encounter tiles. We're gonna see some wonder shots though. We got Metal Gear Luca with incredibly powerful weaponry. A Rune Blade. Running into the double dymos here. Luca continuing the prison break. Was Fritz saved? I don't think they were. I'm gonna guess they weren't. All right, Spike into the end of the Tyranno lair. Gonna fight Azalea and Black Tyranno. Ceres finishing up the prison break. Gonna fight a boss and then head to the future. I wonder if Ceres is gonna go straight to Sun Palace. We got the Mud Imp and the Beast. I do not believe this boss will survive a single turn. Space triangles. Bye-bye. Spike into their fight here. Gonna haste up a little bit. Not quite enough to take down Azalea with the triangles. So we're gonna have to follow that up with the Fire 2. Chancellor face. Thanks for the question. The ruby knife was at Denadoro, aka Denny's. It's open 24/7. However, a lot of times it doesn't seem to give me what I want when I go there. I think it is often skipped, but I think there is definitely a time in a run when it makes sense, and I think Spike went there fairly early, but with sufficient power. Like, they went right in that good zone. Like, I never want to go there too early and get stuck and can't beat the boss. But it feels bad to go there like super late. Got a Mother Brain. We do have Hypno Wave. So, you know, being computer monitors, they can be put in the sleep mode. And then Antipode 2 will not hit everything. I feel like I blinked and Tyranno is gone. Antipode 2, Elemental, Boogaloo. A couple of lasers, but I don't think Mother Brain's gonna be around for much longer. Always be checking Denadoro early for go. So Spike has completed the first half of their go node. We got our final trip here. Some new shopping. Potentially one more speed tab to be picked up. Probably not going to try to find another rock. Getting that speed tab. Oh, maybe we are. Water, wind, fire, heart, earth. And then you summon Captain Planet. Mother Brain has expired. Sufficient missiles were shot into the brain, and getting a hero medal, which could lead to something, is another fast check. Probably looking for a robo. I did not see what. Let's see what the buying is. As I mentioned, Spike doesn't have like a ton of food. They've got enough for an amulet. They got one for free, but they're probably looking to rock a couple of accessories. Nothing too great. I didn't see what was there, what we were selling. Maybe we're gonna check this one first. Rainbow helm, minus, blah. No, all that was blah. Back to the premium shop. Safe helm minus. Amulet. Got the one. A robo. Wondermune. Fortunately, a dead end. So Ceres is still looking and gonna find. Is on the path of the hero. Now I think when they get it, they're going. They're not gonna need to do like any prep. Spike is probably gonna need to grind 4 or 5 levels. Before they attempt Lavos. And like Lavos is never easy. It's really the question of like, is there enough race left for Ceres to be able to catch up with the power edge? Because they're going to get these prism specs. And this is where the Black Rock was. I think it's going to be close. And I'm excited to see the finish. Super Slash. Absolutely overkilled. Bonking on Got a little bonk there. You saw Spike use the top of the ramp, the bottom of the ramp, also solid. No time to talk about mountains. Not for a +1 magic tab. A doom bow? Spike starting their ocean palace. Ceres getting their black rock. They might be able to just Dark Eternal the Lavo spawn a single time. Alright, Spike has hit the top of the stairs. We'll keep our eye 102. We'll see how many levels they look to get before they head on down. They can use some black hole on the elevator fights, but like neither of our runners has like the easiest option to deal with those. Ceres getting her prism specs. Gonna be excited about those. Gotta wait 1 sec. We're gonna be seeing a lot of Dark Eternal going on for the rest of the run. Not fully enough. I think this is like 3850 or something like that. That'll do it though. Or is it like 3650? So definitely, like if we're comparing our two runners, Ceres got through that fight several minutes faster. Spike was limited to fire, ice, Magus, scything. It looks like Spike is done grinding though. Or they might be choosing a different spot to grind. Who's dropping them? The Thrashers or the Lashers. One of those, yeah. One of the masked enemies dropping the speed tabs. That was not a lot of grinding for Spike. Oh, we're bottom grinding. Okay. I was going to say 26 is a real aggressive send. Like, I'm not going to knock it because, you know. You gotta send it to win it sometimes. I did roll this. This was a 5th seed. So we're gonna see a double boss coming up on Spike's side first. So I want chat. Let's hear the guesses. Who are we seeing at the double boss spot? Oh, like we're doing like the. This is interesting. I like this. I'm gonna like doing the bottom and then like clear up. So far, it would appear Chad is rooting for a lot of violence. This is what I see so far. Double Dalton, double Flea. We have not seen Golem Boss. Double Super Slash. That would be bad for the Mage party. Slash or Super Slash hit like trucks at that spot. Double Golem. I love a double Golem Boss for sure. Moose Lord in chat is, I think, the only one asking for, you know, a nice little relaxer before the Lavos fights. Now, several of the people in chat still have their own tournament races, so I hope you remember what you were rooting for. So Ceres has entered the Tyranno lair. Another key, okay, a time save we're going to see between the two. Spike was taking a lot of these fights because they were coming in here a lot lower level. Like, I did just a quick eye comparison, and Ceres has like a level or two lead before Spike started his grind. So this is going to be another time, an opportunity to make up some time. Just generous speed tabs going on. The power tabs we're never gonna see. Spike continuing to grind. Wonder shots. Do you think we're gonna see something like a clutch wonder shot of like Luca one-shotting the left bin, you know? This door skip is very tough. I think you have to hit like a button at the right time. And I can't ever remember which one. So I just kind of try to mash all the buttons when I hit the door. I think this R series gonna go down about the same amount of time for both runners here. Ouch. Trivia question for chat. If we want to optimize the damage of Dark Eternal, who should we boost their magic and or put a prism specs on? I see one answer. I see two answers. Three answers. All right. I want to say that Honeydew is the most right with Frog. However, that's not the answer to the question that I was asking. So, Phone is right. Magus. For bonus points. Why? Be specific. I'm going to give half of the bonus to Phone, because Dark Matter is the stronger tech, but I'm also going to give half of the bonus points to Honeydew, because the modifier for the Dark Matter bonus is higher in Jets of Time than it is in the vanilla tech. I don't think I have any more off the top of my head. I'll try to think of some. Well, okay, we're on the Black Tyranno fight. Trivia question. How do you defeat Black Tyranno without defeating Azalea? Yeah, we have multiple valid answers here. So I'm going to say Drink Glue, Phone Plays, Jazer. All correct answers. What is the optimal position to put Magus on the Ocean Palace elevator fight in order to hit the most scouters with Black Hole? Ooh, is this going to be like Jeopardy rules where Nate answered before the question was over, and so I have to, like, lock him out? I see disagreement. Slash, is there two correct answers, perhaps? So another kind of big difference we're seeing, I think, a lot faster of a shot because Ceres just has more stuff. So they don't have to think as much about what they need to sell. And they can afford more status protection, specifically. And yeah, the answer was 2 or 3 for the Magus question. Alright, we'll do a deep cut here. On the hard enemies setting, how many hit points does the mage enemy in Ocean Palace have? Too many is a correct answer. Partially correct. But Phone is correct. It is 1,000. I have my answer to that. And it is for the crime of kind of looking like Corona. There's 2 redheads in Truce Village. And one of them is wanted, accused, I guess, of kidnapping a princess. Oh, some sunshades. Exactly. Oh, I missed it. I didn't write down the time. Spike was grinding for a good, I want to say, like 8 minutes. Everyone is always trying to trump up some charges, or be like, that's not canon. But thanks, Chad. Yeah, we had about a 10-minute grind for Spike. But this is a matter of my ancestor. So, you know. I've got primary source material, that's all I'm saying. We're talking about. I'm in possession of the Guardia prison booking log. And I can confirm that Fritz was booked for suspicion of kidnapping the princess. I have it right here. Historical document from 1000 AD. I would agree, I don't think Ceres is going to grind. We have a double Hecarim. They do hit pretty hard with their water cyclone attacks, but they will not survive 2 Dark Eternals. I really don't want to have to like rant about how the Guardia justice system is based on the trauma of a kidnapped chancellor 400 years ago. So I won't. Because Spike has finished with the Hecarim fights. Ceres is definitely making up ground. But if Spike can execute on the Lavos fight, they have a pretty solid lead. So like most Jets of Time races, it's going to come down to Lavos. We have a lot of power. I think Lavos 3 is going to be the difference maker. I don't think Spike has as much status protection either. So depending on what that is. Because I believe they only have the one free amulet that came with the party. But here we go. Oh, like 119.30. Spike enters Lavos 1. Ceres has got a need for speed. Alright, Lavos 1. 12,000 hit points. Gonna blast us with lasers. Obstacle. Lasers. Gonna need 2 Dark Eternals plus to get through this. Got 2 off before the obstacle. Ooh, stop. And we're getting lasered. I think this will do it. Yes. And and a Mega Elixir. So Lavos 2, I think Dark Eternal has the damage to just wreck the arms right away. But Spike is going to have to heal 2 stopped characters to get their offense back kicking. Or at least Marl to get the Antipode 3 going. So this definitely won't be an easy fight for Spike. But I think they've taken the levels that I think they've made it as safe as they can. Switching around to make sure that Marl is the one that doesn't get stopped. Final fit check. Saving and going. Here we go. Lavos 2 is going to open with the chest lasers. And then the arms are going to do a strong physical attack twice. I believe the plan here is to not let them do that by exploding them off with Dark Eternal. Ceres nailing the first scouter skip. Obstacle coming out. Luca and Magus will be stopped. Gonna get heal. Unfortunately, Aura does not cure status. We want to cure 2 for that. So Spike in a little bit of a pinch. Maybe we don't have Cure 2? We didn't buy heals. She's got to have Cure. She started with Cure 2. But when in the race, you know, that pressure gets up. I think we're just going to bring it back. Revive it. Oh, it wore off. Incredible. I didn't know it wears off. Oh, it won't though. Magus will go down. Spike does not have heals, but I think in the intensity of this battle, they may have slipped that Cure 2 can fix statuses. The problem is those Artonics are terrible. But we are going to get some damage going, which is good. This is gonna hurt. It's our last revive. We should have life 2. definitely happens sometimes in that tough boss fight, the tunnel vision. You just kind of get locked in. I think through this they can recover at the in-between. They've gotten an Antipode 3, so they're at 5,000 right now. So if they can get off a couple more dark matters. Sometimes we just gotta take a deep breath when things go a little sideways. I always sometimes say to mentors, my mentees, they got through. Very nice. Sometimes we need to slow down a little bit to go fast. When the end, each turn matters. Lavos 1 did drop a Mega Elixir, which Spike did not have to use. So they were able to get through. That was very tough. The status protection doesn't matter as much unless... did Lavos 2 also drop a Mega Elixir? I did not. We'll see. So we should see a menu. We didn't get it. That's okay. Because they don't really need to change their equipment, and they can just throw that Mega Elixir immediately. Dick. Okay. That's fine. They have 2 Mega Elixirs, so I think they're in a pretty good spot to miss the menu. Or perhaps intentionally skip it. If I had 2, I might not menu. It was unfortunate that Luca got targeted right away. Derek GNC, thanks for the raid, dude. Exciting finish here. Okay. So this is a bad... We need to kill middle bit right away. Unfortunately, Batsy goes down with that bonk. Grandstone is coming. They did survive. They've got life 2s. A thing I did notice is Spike is playing on battle speed 1. And Lavos a couple of times, for me, slowing the battle speed down is a big difference. So we are pretty much neck and neck at this point. Ceres with a slight lead. Ooh, not quite. Oh, wait, yes, never mind. Ceres having 2 pieces of status protection and an extra Mega Elixir. They picked up 1 from a sealed chest, I'm pretty sure. Alright. Ceres has got some heals. I'm just rooting for Spike to discover the properties of Cure 2. It would explain why, like, stop wore off so fast. And they definitely adjusted their approach. Like, I like the move of slapping re-raises down as a way to get around this. And they're gonna get their Dark Eternal off. And if they can get one more, they're out of this fight. Oh my goodness. Incredible pivot from Spike. I wonder, we'll see if Spike skips the menu again. Cerise did. $132.20. Cerise starts. This time Spike gets the menu. Good, go, 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 go. It's a good choice. Spike coming in here about 40 seconds behind. But with a lot more power on that Dark Eternal. And this is scary. But Spike is going to be able to get... Oh my goodness. This race is so close. Re-raise. She's got Green Dream. Everyone take a deep breath. Interesting. Okay. Okay. It's too close. I can't, like, look back and forth. I haven't seen how much Cerise has gotten in yet. Little black hole. She's fine. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. Turn it into an audience member. He'll live too. Those are big shots. I don't know. I don't know. This will take out middle bit if it goes off. It does. Someone's going down. Oh my goodness. Incredible. I think Spike has pulled it out. Yes, I have it in the race room. Maybe Spike kind of got a little excited and didn't done. Very close finish. Oh my goodness. I might have to rewatch this. But Spike with the race room time of 1:37:08. Ceres finishing with a race room time of 1:37:12. An incredibly close race. Let's see if we can get him in for an interview. And also, I'm going to pull up my own rules sheet here. They're within 5 seconds. I'm probably going to have to look at this. Hello. We've got Cerise in the booth. GG's.
Thank you. I mean, if I'm going to lose, I'm down to lose by 4 seconds. Probably some of that was to me not noticing the defense down on the Lavos bit. I was like, why isn't he doing it? And then he revived.
Yeah, sometimes it just doesn't pop up. And so that's like a thing. But it was really... Spike hit that go mode first. You went to Mount Woe and some other stuff. But, yeah, let me get the official times in here just so there's no confusion. Because I think we're going to have to look at this and retime it just for closeness. Because the race room is... Y'all are 4 seconds apart.
I was on my race room timer, not my regular timer. So my race room time should be accurate.
1:37:12. But yeah, I know I'm gonna pull Spike in too. Might as well just interview you both. Got Spike in the booth as well. GG's. For both of you.
GG, Spike.
That was insane.
I was just kind of sharing because obviously you're racing blind, so you don't know what's going on. Spike hit go mode first.
Yeah.
But did not have needed to get more levels along the way. So I was going to ask, my main question for Spike is when you had that go mode, kind of how did you decide what you were going to do before you entered it? What was your plan having pulled up the go mode pretty early?
Yeah, I mean, I immediately was like, oh, I don't have the levels to go through Tyranno right now. But then I saw the Prism Helm in the hunting grounds, and I was like, I think Luca and Marl could benefit from it. I was kind of concerned what was on it because it was a -1, but it had barriers, so I was okay. And then I was like, well, I'm not the greatest of skipping the fights in Tyranno, so I took a few of them, if you noticed, to get some of the levels. And then the R series fight was there, and I was like, oh, okay, this isn't going to be so bad. And then I realized I had Dark Eternal at that point and could just move forward a lot quicker. And then speed tabs dropped in Ocean Palace, and I was like, well, I guess I'm grinding here.
Yeah, and then for Cerise, Denadoro, maybe not one of your favorite checks. So when you ended up going there and finding your go mode, like what were you thinking at that point?
Oh no.
Oh no.
I was actually thinking about. So I was planning on doing Denadero next, but when I peaked Prism Shard and it was clone, I was like, well, I'll go to the future because then if I find Chrono Trigger, I can grab the clone, and I'll. So it just seemed like the odds were better to just open up the future. And there's a chance that I could grab Robo and do the desert real quick.
Can I ask you what path did you take? Because I skipped out on future.
I went after doing like some of the initial stuff. I grabbed who was up there? Was it someone who didn't matter?
Frog.
Oh yeah, I grabbed Frog.
Oh, okay.
In Dactyl Nest. Never did anything with him.
Yeah.
And then I did Hecarim. Was it Hecarim to Woe? Did I do something between Hecarim and Woe?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
Oh,
Hecarim,
okay.
Woe.
Reptide.
Did all of my grinding there. Reptide, which I think was like Hero Metal?
Yeah.
I think it was like Hero Metal to Jerky or something like that. Or it was, and then there was a Prism Shard somewhere. Then went to peek the Prism Shard. Saw that it was something for Omen Go mode. So instead of doing Deno, I went to the future. Grabbed Aristome. Or grabbed Sun Palace. It was Hero Metal. So then I went and turned in the Hero Metal. And did it give me Jerky or something? I don't know. But I decided while I was in that time zone, I would just knock out Denadero. And possibly get a cool rock. And then it was Ruby Knife, and I was like, shucks. So I was trying to rush as much as I could.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I did take a second to grab some speed tab grind, but that's about it.
I was gonna, that was really kind of the race heading into go modes was Spike was ahead, but Spike did not have the Mount Woe levels, so they spent about 10 minutes on the stairs getting the grind on. So we saw the lead, shrink and shrink, and then Spike had a rough go with Obstacle.
Lavos 2.
And Lavos 2.
Yeah.
And then came in kind of not in an ideal shape for Lavos 3 and took away Spike. I will, just for a tip for next time, because I know in the moment sometimes like it's just hard to think of all the options, but Cure 2 is the one that heals status. Aura does not, unfortunately.
I was trying to figure out if Cure 2 did or not, but I was in such a rush there, and I realized it didn't pick up heals, and I was like, oh no.
But
so I just went the re-raise route and decided to kill him off and then just bust her after evil emanation.
Yeah, that pivot to re-raise definitely was praiseworthy, because we saw you adjust on a second attempt and went through a lot smoother. And then really in the end, it was just like the damage race, and like Lavos RNG of like who could keep the team upright and doing damage faster. And as the rules state,
I'm just glad that I put Green Dream on Marl at the end. Like, I got into the menu before Lavos 3, and I was like, I don't think I'm like putting anything else but Green Dream on Marl was the play there. Because if I didn't, that would have been a wipe again. Probably.
Oh yeah, that was clutch. Because chat was like, like they were very scared, and I was like, oh yeah, well the Green Dream went on because we switched around some of the stuff. So, and then did I have anything else to ask? I will do a retime just to verify because the margin was so incredibly close before we make it official, and I will try to do that relatively timely so that we can firmly declare a winner. But for now, Spike, both of you, it was a great race to call and to watch. Any final thoughts for the audience or each other?
I just wanted to say thanks to Ceres. That was that I PB'd, by the way. That was my personal best.
Hell yeah.
So I
just
feel
want
like
to
great.
Yeah, I want to thank Spike for helping us have such a tremendous start to the season, and taking the burden off my shoulders of having to deal with some of the nightmare opposition in this bracket.
You saw that too? I'm scared. I really thought you were going to win and then I wouldn't have to deal with the opposition.
Also, I think there were like three separate times in this race I almost threw up. There was like almost dying in woe.
Oh yeah, I was going to
Being
ask
like
about
400
that.
damage short on
What happened in
Mother
Woe?
Brain. 14 speed, I still got outsped
The
even by
orbs,
like
the orbs
mashing.
just went all on the wrong person, and then yeah, that was really scary. I got
Yeah.
scared and was like,
Yeah.
oh no.
Yeah, I thought 14 speed and button mashing would be enough, but apparently sometimes it's not. And then yeah, Mother Brain being like 400 away. There was another
Oof.
fight where people almost died because it was like an ice 2 away. I think Lavos 1 was like that, where I kept rounding error my way into not quite like not wiping, but things getting a little bit spicy.
Yeah, Lavos 1, I was kind of scared once Obstacle came out, and I was like, oh no, so I anti-poded 3 out of it, and I was like, okay, I could take that.
Yeah, well,
It
definitely
was an interesting one.
congrats to both of our runners. Shout out to Leon Kennedy, who was helping out on tracking in terms of when can we see more Jurassic Rhythm Cup action. It's going to be tomorrow evening, 8:30 Eastern, another round 1 matchup.
Yeah.
The Schwantz versus Nate. So this
And
was
shout out to Fitz for doing the Restream and being an amazing announcer. And you're awesome, dude.
Thank you. So
Yeah, thank you, Fitz.
we'll not have to wait long to see another one, and I'll post in the general after the official retime, just so that everyone knows. But thanks everyone for tuning in. I was gonna see if there's anyone to raid out to. I don't think so. So yeah, we'll go ahead and call it. Good thing I announced it so that Nate would remember about their race. And yeah, tune in.
I just messaged him and told him, don't forget your race.
Tune in tomorrow for some more Jurassic Rhythm Cup action. Have a good night.